Perhaps the most important people in my life would be the grounding of my parents. They taught me a lot. To be honest, to be loyal, to be courteous. And I guess maybe we tried to instill the same thing in our family. I was born in Carlisle, Saskatchewan, on a farm during a 3-day blizzard. It was about 3 days before the doctor was able to get out and see me. And by the way, I arrived on Valentine's Day, February the 14th, 1923. Our farm was at the foot of what they call the Moose Mountains. It was very pretty back in our pasture. There was lots of sloughs, there was lots of birds, there was lots of hills, there was lots of flowers. I was a great outdoors person. I loved picking berries and just being outdoors. My parents were both farmers. Dad was a very quiet man. I guess you could say that he was an introvert. He learned to play the violin, and that was only on special occasions that he would get the violin and the bow out from under the bed. My mother was just the opposite. She was very outgoing. She was very busy in the community. My mother played the pump organ and sang, and apparently they were quite a popular little pair when they were young.
My dad was always quite well off. He struggled through the depression just like Doris's parents did. And things weren't too rosy for them at times, but they stayed together and struggled through it.
I quit school at 14. I was disappointed. I had hoped to be a nurse. In 1947, there were weekly papers that always came, and there was an article in one of them where there was a nursing course for practical nurses, and I went to LaPaw. It was a year's course. I went in 1946, and that career took me to a few places. That filled a big void. I quite enjoyed nursing.
Where we met was in Manning, where she worked, and my sister worked that introduced us. And I knew within a few hours of meeting that we were going to spend our life together. That's the way it turned out. That was about 66 years ago. So, our oldest girl weighed 2 pounds 14 ounces when she was born. And of course, we were a little afraid that we weren't going to have a little girl. It was an anxious time, I guess you might say, until she got well enough and big enough to come home. The staff at the hospital, of course, they got kind of used to having her. She was in there for about 3 months. She had to weigh 5 pounds, wasn't it, before they'd let us take her home? Mm-hmm. So she was still pretty small.
We have 5 children, 4 girls and a boy. We have 17 grandchildren, and I should have counted up, but we have somewhere between 35 and 40 great-grandchildren. Age is inevitable. Growing old is by choice. I can't help being 95, but I don't feel that old. We are quite outgoing. We're away a lot. We use our scooters. We go on our little jaunts. If the weather's nice, we like to go around the lake and over west of us. There's a playground up a block away, and often we meet the grandchildren up there. Take time to enjoy things. Take time with your family. They grow up quickly. It seems to be a rushing world.